Hey guys, Shadow793 here with another Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. Now this time we got the good old reliable Fire Fists, and for this particular build I added the new Denko Sekka card, which comes out in the new Challengers pack, because I think it has it has a really good effect for this current format. The card says it cannot be special summoned while you control no set spell slash trap cards. Neither player can set spell trap cards nor activate spell or trap cards that are set in the field. So it's really good for really back row centric decks like those burn decks or like any this format where everything is being set and the lack of like good field clearing, and there's going to be like a huge back row. So I think it's a good card to tech into this deck. I tried it out. It's actually really good. Aside from that, the typical Fire Fist build, we got 3 bears for field clearing, and because bear is like one of the main staples of this deck, I don't know any Fire Fist deck that doesn't run bear. 2 gorillas for you don't really need the gorillas in this deck, but I like them for again field clearing. Dragons because kind of thins out the deck when you activate your Tenkis, your Tensus, your Gyokos, anything, and then you can just get these 2 Tensins there. I put 1 rooster just because at the moment I don't have any more roosters for my own personal Fire Fist deck, but it works pretty well, and I don't really use him too much. Honestly, he does see a lot of use when I recycle him with Spirit or with Spirit though. So, and Dragon also has the effect of recycling him back. So I usually abuse that effect. 1 leopard. Usually usually we use 1 or 2 leopards in this build, but for this particular build right now, I'm using only 1 Fire Fist leopard for his tributing and settings. You know, your Fire Fist spell. Again, you put them in here for speed. 2 wolf barks. He recently became unlimited again, so I decided to put in at least 2 in here to see how it works, and it works pretty well. I think 3 is a bit too cloggy, so I usually go with 2. 1 spirit, of course, you can only run 1. Recycles your leopard for use, and recycles your rooster for use, and searching effect, and then you can search for more fire fists. I use 1 boar for synchro purposes along with spirit, so I usually go in a Crimson Blader or Black Rose with the things, so yeah, it's relatively useful. 3 Tenkies, staples for Fire Fist. Need to search everything out. 1 Tensu for just swarming, even though you don't really need a swarm in Fire Fist. 2 Gyokos, cause Gyoko I think is a really viable and really great card this format. I mean, target a card, they can't use it, and they can't respond to it, and that could I think it's a really good card late game, especially when they're setting back row when they're setting back row. I think I think to me it's like a lifesaver in these situations. It's awesome. 3 pots, because again we want to thin out our deck a lot more, and I actually don't special that much in this deck, so it doesn't really hurt. It doesn't really slow me down as much because I don't necessarily need to special in this deck. 1 dark hole, that's staple again. 2 lances, cause you might run into cards like this format like skill drain, which will severely hurt this deck, or any like deep prisons, mirror forces, and you just want your bunch of bears attacks to go through. You want to lance it. That's the way to go through. 3 MSTs or a mystical space typhoon for you who don't just say MST. Field clearing again. Dimensional prison, really good card this format. Really great card. Banish any attacking monster. Get them out of the way. They won't get any graveyard effects if they hit. They won't hit grave. Banishing cards are always good in any decks. Fiendish Chains because we want to stop monster effects from happening. Um, Bottomless Trap Hole. Bottomless move something. Always a good card. Solemn Warning, of course, 1. Negate the summon of a card just in case that there's a card that has an effect that you can't stop with a chain, or if it's a monster that you want to negate the summoning of, always viable. Vanity's Emptiness, because this is really especially good in this format for slowing down all these special summoning plays. And since the card got reprinted recently in one of the recent boosters that got released, so but good luck pulling the secrets. If if you want to get the card though, you might as well get the secrets. The commons are about the same price, so either way, you're gonna be spending at least $30 on this card. I guess as of right now, which is still $30. So stupid, but so good. Two Tencents, because we need a Searcher for Dragon's Effect, and boost up all your other Fire Fist monsters, all your other Beast Warrior monsters on the field. So they'll be over they'll be at some pretty decent attack points to run over like most things your opponent will put out. Side deck, this is not really a real side deck, this is just stuff I took out. And if I wanted to pick a real side deck for this, I would do it at some other point when I actually go to a tournament with this thing. Um, there's just one boar, one wolf bark in case I need to put a third wolf bark for any reason. Another Tensu for an extra Tensu. Compulse in case I want to side out one of my traps there for Compulse. Another Rooster in case I want to take in another Rooster. Mind Control, because Mind Control, take their shit, use Easy Exceed or XYZ or Synchro Summon, always a viable card in any deck. Mirror Force, because it's Mirror Force, destroy every monster your opponent attacks you with. Another Tencent, usually because I swap out builds. A D-Fissure, in case you take in one D-Fissure for all those annoying decks that need to hit the graveyard, even though there's little chance you're gonna be drawing it. But I usually take it in anyway, just cause. Horde of the Phantom Beast, because good card, increases a Beast Warrior attack, and decent draw. So that's usually to speed things up. But usually when I take it in, it usually just kind of thins me out too much, and I don't really get anything out of it. So that's why I kind of side them out. Two Effect Veilers, because we want to negate, because we don't want monster effects happening, and your Fiendish Chains might not be enough. Yeah, you could also take in like Breakthrough Skills too. I think that's a good trap card too. Especially since it got reprinted in the Light Sworn structure deck. Then again, you can get Veilers for at least $5 too, since he's gotten reprinted a couple of times too. So no big loss. That's a third Denko Sekka. I don't think you need 3, but if you can tech in 3 and make the deck viable, then why not? Go for it. Now for the extra deck, it's not really that important. I mean, I actually have not had to use most of the cards in if not most of the cards in my extra deck. But usually the first one is a 101. Reprint. He got a lot cheaper, so it's viable to use him, and it's viable for you guys who want to use him, who don't want to spend a lot of money. He's like about $20 now, maybe going down, hopefully. Especially and 2 Cardinals. He's only like what, $2-3 now. So Cardinal is actually a really good card for this deck. I don't know if running 2 would be wise though, but I usually run 2 just because I can. But one, you only really need 1. 2 Tiger Kings. I actually use Tiger King the most out of everything in here. So you want to be using at least 2 Tiger Kings, because he really makes the deck. 1 Lion Emperor. I don't really use him, but I just kind of put him in there as a Fire Fist card. Exciton Knight, because he also got cheaper, and you might want to use him in case you want to blow shit up in your opponent's field. So it's a win-win for you. Abyss Dweller, it's a pretty good card. I like using it. Maestro Jin, I don't know why it's in there. I just kind of need another rank 4. And Photon Papal Operative is actually a pretty good card if you want to just flip up their monsters. It's not too bad, actually. Now for the Synchros, we have a Crimson Blader, to run over their opponent's monsters and make sure they don't summon any heavy beaters, even though they could probably just exceed, but slow them down a bit. I think it's a viable card. Usually, when you have Boar and a level 4 Fire Fist monster, you'll pretty much go into him pretty easily. And if you use Wolf Bark, you can bring him back and then just easy synchro right there. And 2 Vulcans, because he recently got reprinted in the 5Ds pack, so he's very cheap now, only like about $5 or something. So you so it's viable to use him. He's a really good card, especially since you go with him with Spirit, and you can synchro it. He's like an easy 6 for you. So it's not viable. It's not impossible to go. It's not that hard to go into him now. Horse Prince is the same thing, and if you usually be getting a Rooster, and then especially use Rooster effect special, no, I mean not special, special Rooster, then Surge for Fire Fist. Thin out your deck more. It's one Horse Prince is fine. It's really cheap too. And of course, one Black Rose Dragon in case you want to just nuke everything and go for game. I go into Black Rose using Boar, or yeah, I usually use Boar to go into Black Rose because it's the only way in this deck I can usually go into Black Rose with. But anyway, that is my Fire Fist deck profile for 2014, or this format anyway. I really recommend Denko Sekka. At least people try out Denko Sekka, because it's a generally good card, and I feel like this card might go up in price. Don't quote me on that. I'm terrible at predicting the cards in the next meta. What would be useful in the next meta, but yeah, I think Denko Sekka can actually work in any deck as long as you play it right. It's because it would really slow down all these back row centric decks we have now. It it's just it's just a I think it's just a good card. So anyway, write, comment, subscribe. Let me know what I can do to improve this deck, or if any cards I should add, improve on. Your opinions. I would appreciate any opinions you guys have here on this channel, and I look forward to any the next Let's Play or video we make. Whether it be this or anything else we upload here on the channel. So, see you guys next time on this channel. Later. Bye.